How do police view snitches inside their ranks?
How does what?
How do police officers view snitches inside their ranks?
They probably that's when that blue steel curtain thing come in. They probably feel like, oh nah, he not one of us. You feel what I'm saying? Or she not one of us. So who knows? Like, I mean, it's like any job. If something is going on, right? And it's so crazy because the thing that happened with me, it wasn't even going on with my department. You feel what I'm saying? This was
Mm.
somebody. This is a whole different department. I think what really spooked them was the fact that I grew a crazy platform after that, and they was like, "Oh, he ain't gonna stop talking." But y'all hired me, and y'all went through my social media, and y'all knew from the beginning when y'all went through my social media that I was a talker. Y'all knew that I was vocal about stuff. The first day I came to my assignment, I told my sergeant, my superior, I was like, look, I'm transparent. So if I feel some type of way, I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm not with, and man, him used to butt heads a lot because I'm not with the, yeah, sergeant. Yeah, I'm no. If you wrong, you could be wrong as a superior. So if you wrong, you wrong. I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna say it in a respectful way, But that's really that or whatever. But the way I think they probably view people, they probably view them like, yo, you're an outsider, like you telling on what's, you saying what's going on or whatever. But I always knew how to play it. Like I never spoke about really what was going on in the department. I mean, granted, I've been there a year, so I never really seen nothing that was going on with the department. But if I did, it probably would have been, it probably would have been bad. So it's a good thing.
So, all right, let's get to the firing because you
But
go.
also, hold on. Also,
Yep.
speaking of that, they did send out emails and they want you, they encourage it, right? On paper, on black and white, they encourage it. If you see an officer doing wrong, you bring it to a superior. So they encourage it, but when it comes to that, it's probably depending on what type of wrong you see going on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when you say that, it makes me think of, and I'm sure you know, Chris Dorner back in the day in L.A.
Yep.
He was whistleblowing on shit that was going on, and then they didn't listen, and then he went and wrote the manifesto, and the rest is history. If y'all don't know it, look it up. But I was a brother right there. That's just like a perfect example of trying to do right and then got done wrong. But I want to talk about the firing because you go online, you talk about George Floyd, and then shortly after you're fired. What was that? What did they come? What did they say to you? And how was the exit?
All right. So I go online. I speak about what happened to George Floyd. The video take off. From there, after the video took off, that same day that I made the video, they called me to internal affairs, right? To IA, right? Where officers supposed to go if you mess up and they got to check you about something or whatever. They called me there to internal affairs. I came to internal affairs. They told me like, oh yeah, we see that you posting up videos in your uniform. So they ain't make it general. They ain't make it specific. They made it general. So it's like, we see you posting up videos in your uniform. That got to stop. The videos got to come down.
Mm.
Keep in mind, I was posting up for a whole month.
So they was passive aggressive with it.
I was posting, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I was posting up videos for a whole entire month in my uniform. But this video, I guess, it was the biggest video, so it had them put their eyes on me, quote unquote, and then they brought up there like, yo, you can't post in your uniform, right? So I said, all right, boom. So they said take the videos down. By the time I already took the videos down, all the blog sites had already posted the videos. So right, that was done. Shortly after that, the same day they said we are opening an investigation into your social media, right? All off of that or whatever, right? To see if you violated any type of policy. I said, cool, right? I put the videos on private. Shortly after that, a week later, I did a song called Hello America, and I did a video with it. And in the video, I was like, in like chains and like a rope around my neck, stuff like that or whatever. They called me again to the office, to IA, right? I go to IA, and they like, yeah, until we get this investigation done, we need you to go on light duty. So I'm like, all right, okay. So my captain comes in the office, a black man. He gets me out the office. He takes me downstairs, They take my badge and my gun, right? Then they put me over into like the records division. So I'm sitting in records or whatnot. And 2 months go by. They building up this hearing that is due process. They got to give you a type of like hearing so you can tell your side of the story. Even though I've been going on multiple interviews up there and they've been recording everything, whatever. So the deputy chief, so they do a hearing 2 months later. I go in there. I didn't even think it was that serious. Everybody, even other officers was like, bro, you good. It's not even that serious. Like the most they're going to do is give you a write-up, give you a suspension, something like that. You ain't break no type of rules or nothing like that. Even higher ups who've been there for like 20 plus years are telling me this, right? I go in there. They ask me about certain things or whatever. Because mind you, I did interviews too. So I did a couple interviews. I did a Hello America thing. And so they asked me about what was going on. And they wanted me to explain everything that I was doing. They basically felt like I was radical. That's how they felt. Because that's what I got from it. They felt like I was a radical black man. Like, and they felt like I was in there to mess up everything, from going the way that it's going. But so I spoke to them about that. They sent me upstairs. I stayed upstairs for like an hour as they deliberated or whatever. Inside this meeting was my black captain of IA, the black sergeant who did my investigation, my Hispanic sergeant, black lieutenant, my direct black lieutenant, my direct black captain, the white deputy chief who makes the decision. They just there to be witnesses. The white deputy chief who make the decision, and human resource manager from the city, white guy too. Come back down. When I come back down, the big dog is in there. The chief is in there. Black chief, right? The chief, as soon as I sit down, the chief is like, all right, Mr. Williams, so I spoke to the deputy chief and he feel like we should move forward with your termination. So I kind of stood there for a minute. I was like, really? Right? And so they did that or whatever. I went upstairs, signed some paperwork, and then got up out of there, whatever. But it was just mind-boggling to me that how much time did the chief really have on his hands to look into what's going on, and you let this guy make a decision. I get it, whatever, but you the one who makes the ultimate decision. So whatever the case is, that's how that went down. And then I goes, mind you, I already accumulated 200,000 followers, right, on TikTok after the first video. So everybody wanted to know what was going on, but out of respect for the police department, I wasn't really saying nothing. When they fired me, the gloves is off now. I went back on social media. When I went back on social media, I did the video and I said, like, yo, look, I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. They let me go for yada, yada, yada. Broke it down, the same way that I just broke it down to y'all. That video took off, and then, now we're here now.
Where are we now? Is there something going on with you in the police department?
So right now, we're trying to figure out some things with like legal stuff or whatever. Because my main thing is I want to make sure that they had just reason to do it. If you had justifiable reason by any laws in your book or any loopholes that you may have hopped through, I'm fine with that. I'll take it on the chin. I'm good with that. But if you don't, then now you got to answer. So
yeah. Definitely, yeah, that's powerful information. Now moving forward, the whole George Floyd situation. Let's talk about that. Why you spoke out, and what did the cops do wrong, in your opinion, engaging George Floyd that day?
So, I mean, it's not even the reason why I spoke out is like, that's me. Like, that's me. That's me. I'm a black man. Like, when I'm in the uniform, they treat me differently. But when I'm outside the uniform, they treat me differently. Like, right, I used to pull up to the gas station and pump gas, be in a uniform coming from work. All the old white people wave at me. They smiling. They happy. I'm outside that uniform. They look at you like you in the wrong neighborhood, ready to steal a gas pump, right?
Yeah.
I was the same guy that was in the uniform the other day that you were just so happy about. So speaking out on the George Floyd thing, it wasn't premeditated. It just happened, right? I was upset about something, so I was already putting everything on TikTok anyway. So I was like, I'm about to say what I need to say. So soon as I seen the video, I watched half of the video at that time, right? And was already discussed it. And then that's when I went and put the video out there. The wrongs that I seen with the George Floyd thing, one, okay, we get to the elephant in the room, him saying I can't breathe. Like I said in the video, the first video, as a first responder, we are there. We're not there to kill anybody, right? We are there to render aid when somebody is hurting. So if that man is saying he can't breathe, then you need to stop what you're doing, get out of that little OODA loop that they call it, that you stuck in, and get that man into a position where he can breathe, period. You kneeling on his neck, that's definitely, in the academy down here, they always taught us when you're dealing with somebody, you don't mess with here or you don't mess with here, because these is like instant spots where you can kill people. So you don't deal with it at all, right? Unless you're fighting for your life, obviously.
Yeah.
But other than that, so you got them not rendering aid, other officers standing around and not getting that other officer off. Like, it's like everybody just was in a daze, right? Y'all had control of the situation. Like I said in the video, it's what, 4 y'all, 3 y'all, whatever it was. And it's only one of him. I dealt with situations where we outnumber one guy, right? It's the way that you deal with it. Like, I was the type of officer that'll tell a person, like, look, there's 4 of us. Chill out, like, because it's not gonna go the way that you wanted to go. Like, so, right, just straight to the point or whatever, right? You had some people that would, that'll try you and stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, them not rendering aid, the kneeling on that man's neck, which was super wrong about that. The other officers just standing around and stuff like that. I mean, it was a lot of stuff that was wrong with that, with that situation.
Yeah, man, absolutely.